You guys, we have someone trying to be a victim of dirty deleting. Not a good look. We got Tragic Tracy mad because Blackbox is coming at her, but doesn't seem to understand her own hypocrisy, and then wants to blame me for it all. So, I think we should start from the very beginning of it all, and just go in the order of events. As you see here, Tracy starts messaging me about where she saw Filthy sharing Blackbox's video, making fun of him, talking about the Deadpool and stuff, and starts mentioning how him and Creek used to attack her and accusing her of having fake cancer, which I knew nothing about. Which I even told her I knew nothing about. And then she started sending me voice memos explaining it all.
Yeah, like, I don't wish him ill. I never did. I just couldn't believe that with him, me trusting him enough and thought he was like a real friend, that on my Facebook, because I don't do that with hardly anybody, because, it's all family stuff. I mean, it's got my medical posts and stuff, because that's the only place, like, I'll give a post just for a family update. But yeah, he acted like he was my friend. I truly believed him. But then after Fusion did that video exposing Creek, and what her and my ex were trying to do to me, saying my cancer was fake again, keep in mind, this is after the Gamey hatred shit. Like, Jess got so mad that I quit being friends with her, and told her it was because she kept talking shit on Britt, and I don't do that. Like, if you're gonna talk shit on one of my friends, like, and she wouldn't stop, so I just cut off contact, and then she went after me with a vengeance, and got a hold of Fusion, and tried to get him to put out fake and get proof and shit, and Fusion, after the second day of her messaging and shit, he knew that something wasn't right, so he got in contact with me. So I gave him access to my charts and all sorts of stuff on it, like, and he put out the whole story of what she was trying to do. Keep in mind, this was over a week. I had to keep my mouth shut, like, not saying anything, I was boiling over inside. And so he put out that video, and the next night, I did live with Fusion, only thing I've ever done, to answer any questions anybody had, explain anything, like, be totally transparent. And it was either that night or the next night that Creek did a live called Accountability with her and Blackbox, trashing me and Fusion, saying that it was all lies and everything, and Fusion was just trying to set her up. Like, Fusion sent me screenshots of all the texts in between them regarding the whole situation, because he kept his mouth shut that entire week to her also, so she thought he was believing her. But meanwhile, like, he asked another person, I'm not going to say their name because they work in the medical field, hey, can you look at this medical stuff and, prove and say if it's real or not? They said absolutely it's real. Like, she's got oncologists, neurologists, all this shit. You can't fake my chart. And so, yeah, Creek and Blackbox did that live, just fucking trashing me. And that night is when I just blocked him on everything. Like, I cried so hard that fucking night, just because it was reliving all the Cammy hatred shit again. Like, that was supposed to be in the past. I thought it was, but I guess when I quit being friends with her, she fucking lost it. I don't know why. I'm not special. Like, I'm just a good friend. Like, I don't fuck people over my friends over. Like, that's not how it works. Right is right, wrong is wrong. But now with Blackbox, Filthy put out a short that came up on my feed today, and it was Blackbox. And it had his tag or whatever on it, so I clicked on that, went to his page, and yeah, seeing all of his videos and shorts and shit, where he's like, poor me, and I mean, I can tell, that, well, not tell, but it appears to me, he's sick, like, and I watched most of the videos and everything, like, I'm sorry he's sick or something, but he's going around saying, yeah, it's cancer, I feel like it's cancer, and then have a whole playlist on his page called the Cancer Diaries. Sorry, I didn't realize I talked for 5 minutes straight. Now I know that 5 minutes is the limit, but yeah, it brought all that shit back again. Like, I hadn't thought about that since that night, and it just brought it all back, and I'm like, do you remember trashing someone with actual cancer? Terminal fucking cancer at that, and I said, I explained, the doctor said, with my brainstem, it's not like they can predict when it's gonna flip the switch and I'm gonna fucking die. Like, but it's gonna kill me. Like, trashing me and shit, and I'm going around, I mean, like, pray for me, all pray for me, all like that. It just hit too close, if that makes sense. Like, I've been debating all day if I fucking post about it or not, but I don't know. Cause, yeah, I don't want anyone to be sick, terminally sick. But he keeps saying he's terminally sick and doesn't even have a diagnosis of anything. How? But yet, they found out I had cancer when I didn't even fucking tell the fucking YouTube. Like, and they trashed me for months, thought it was all going away, and they bring it, freaking Blackbox bring it up again. And it's just like, how can you be like, fuck cancer on all these posts? Yeah, fuck cancer. But I don't think that you should be exploiting it to fucking have people feel sorry for you when you don't even know if you fucking have it. I'm sorry for rambling. I'd seen you had commented on one of the videos, and I was like, I wonder if she knows, like, what really happened. Like, so you can support him. Like, I'm not one of those people who are like, no, if you're friends with me, you can't be friends. That's fucking retarded. Like, I want you to hear my side. Like, just be careful, because when he did that live with Creek, I literally felt a knife in my fucking back. Like, tomorrow's when I go for my 3-month MRI, my anal isn't the right word. It's every 3 months, to check on all my shit. Like, so that's probably why I'm more emotional about it. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's morally right at all. Shit, maybe he doesn't even remember fucking doing it. I'm sorry for dumping all this shit on you. It's just a lot.
As you see here, I'm telling her, I understand how that could hurt her feelings and bother her and hit close to home with her. But at the same time, she wants me to hear her side of the story, but I never heard this story to begin with. So I go and I ask Potts about it, and I sent him the voice clips because, I don't want to misconstrue anything that she says or anything like that to where he would get mad at her because I miscommunicated something. So I just sent everything to him. And that's what pissed him off, was her coming to me, crying about it, and dredging it all up again. And here's my thing. And I even said this before she sent the voice clip where she said, oh, I saw where you were commenting, blah, 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 I wonder if she knows, talking about me. As I was going back and forth with Blackbox about this, I even said that I had a feeling she came to me because she wants me to hate on him for what happened back then, but come to it at my own conclusion. But when she realized that didn't work, that's when Tragic Tracy starts turning into Take Back Tracy and dirty deleting everything to play and run with this victim narrative. Because if you see here, the last 2 times we messaged was February 5th and June 1st. And then she messages on June 7th about all of the stuff with Blackbox. But notice how all of her voice memos are missing all of a sudden. Why would you delete your voice memos if you weren't trying to lie or create a victim narrative? So then Potts goes on to say this on June 12th.
We can just call Tracy. We'll just call you Two-Face Tracy. Simple as that.
As you can see here, she messages me directly after he says the whole Two-Face part, asking if she was the one that he was talking about. And I said, I would assume so. IDK any other Tracy. I know there used to be another one back in the day, but IDK if she's still around. And as you see, Tracy goes on to say, I wasn't even going to address him about what he did, but if he wants to bring me up, I definitely will make time. Mind you, I thought she was responding to what I had just said. It's not until I go back and look that my message never sent to her. So I didn't realize that until the other day. However, she mentioned him first, but she's mad that he mentions her publicly. She thinks because she did it privately that somehow changes the fact that she was mentioning him and bringing it up. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes of it all, because Tracy makes a post because she's mad that Black Pox was going to do a live this past Friday, and the thumbnail was a picture of her mom, and she didn't like that at all. And mind you, she's also tagging the very same people that don't care if they dox other people, harass them, bully them, they don't care what they got going on in the person's life that they're messing with, but all of a sudden, when it's done to her, there's a problem. Everybody should consider her health before picking on her. But it's okay for her to send stuff unsolicited to people like Swear, which I don't care about, but it's the hypocrisy that's the issue, which I go to call out, and she takes as a personal attack all of a sudden. And I ended up having to share her post because anytime I would comment, my comment would magically disappear. Same with anybody who had commented that would call out her hypocrisy. So I ended up having to share it, so that way I could say what I want to say. So then she goes on to comment on her own post saying, Jennifer, aka Duster, since you wanted to share this and advocate for this person, here's my reply. I don't know who doxed this stuff, but it wasn't me, so trying to get revenge on me makes zero sense. I've been dealing with health issues. Your post just shows your ignorance. No, my post shows your hypocrisy, which you don't like. And once again, you keep bringing up your health issues like that's supposed to shield you from any kind of criticism, repercussions, or anything. And it doesn't. Everybody has real life stuff going on, not just you. So that's when I screenshotted it and I shared it talking about how my comment was oddly disappearing and trying to show you the hypocrisy of what was going on. You're crying about him sharing a picture of your mother, but you're not denouncing the same people that are doxing his daughter and his mother and everything like that. Yeah, you have this post here where it's doxing his mom and his daughter talking about butt plugs and stuff like that, and it's still up, but y'all got his mask struck, and you don't see the hypocrisy there. So then she decides to come to my post, commenting saying, you realize that makes zero sense, right? He put a picture of my mom because someone else doxed him. Why doesn't he go after that person instead of attacking me when I have serious stuff going on? I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying attacking me makes zero sense. How can you not both see that? No, we see it. We see that you're a part of the same camp that's doing all of this. You're crying to them by tagging them for the fact that he has a picture of your mother in there. And you don't seem to understand that if they can decide to randomly mess with him when he hasn't been around to begin with for years now, why can't he choose who he wants to go after? That's what you're not grasping. What's even funnier is you deleted that comment too. Take that, Tracy. What's even funnier is you go back under the comment you made to me and say, also, I've let him attack me for the last month without saying anything, but that was too far. Is it just easier picking on a sick woman than a man? It doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, for one. For two, nobody cares about if you're sick or not. If you were so sick, you wouldn't be on YouTube. You've let him attack you without saying anything for the last month? Lies. Lies, lies, lies. Because here's Filthy's post saying tickets for July will be available on June 30th for $5 each, making fun of Black Pox. Then D says, AIDS Pox talks about not having skills, but where are his skills? Oh, right, he's mooing like a cow. And you comment saying 100. Here you are laughing at the real that Filthy or whoever did of Swear getting a KKK special from Black Pox, trying to joke on when y'all all hype Swear up to call Pox's job and hopes to get him in trouble. And then here you are on the clip that Filthy did with the Deadpool on Black Pox, which is what started everybody going at Black Pox again because he was talking about his health. Here you are saying, I still have no clue why he's been attacking me and a few others. No one's mentioned or even thought about him in 2 years. Over 2 years. No, that's not true, because you were just in my inbox talking about him because he came across your profile or whatever, your feed, because of Filthy sharing him. So that's clearly not true. And then on this reel, you got Rich Newbuck asking who Black Pox is, and here you go commenting, a nobody who wants attention and he's pouting because no one cares. Well, that's not true, no, is it, Tracy? Is it tragic, Tracy? If nobody cared, you wouldn't have been crying in my inbox over how tragic it was that him and Creek questioned, attacked, whatever you want to call it, over your cancer. You also wouldn't be sitting here commenting on every little thing that's talking shit about him if you truly did not care. If you truly didn't care, you never would have come to my inbox trying to be tragic, Tracy, and victimize yourself over the fact of what happened years ago. On top of that, you were trying to manipulate me into hating him. You were trying to do it all behind the scenes. So on YouTube, you could say, oh, see, I haven't said anything. But what you didn't count on was me going back and getting his side of the story, because that's what I always do. You had thought that if you did a couple of snipples in those voice memos saying how it hit so close to home for Tragic Tracy, that I would automatically just hate on him because your feelings are hurt. Sorry, that's not how I operate. If he had done something completely fucked up that I was around for and knew, then maybe that'd be a different story. But it wasn't. You were hoping that because you are seen as this fragile little thing that nobody can touch, or as spokesman would say, Tracy's gold, you had hoped I would be the same way and just automatically start hating on him on my own. Because, oh, it's fucked up, he questioned your cancer and everything like that. You're no different than that Carrie chick that used to be around. No different. You love casting stones, you love being in the middle of the drama, you love it all as long as it's not coming back towards you. But as soon as it does, that's when you want to use the cancer card to get out of everything. And no, it's not happening. You are no victim other than the victim of your own actions. And then you come in my inbox after I guess you saw my comments between Shorty Fireball and I, which are mysteriously deleted. Again, I don't understand why y'all delete shit if you can't stand 10 fucking toes down on it. Anyway, you want to say, I see who you truly are now. The fact you made Black Pox think I was trashing him. For one, I didn't make him think anything. I sent him what was said. Which is funny because you, once again, go back and dirty delete it as if I made this all up to try to play a victim. So it really makes me wonder, what are you saying to people on the back street, especially the ones that you specifically tagged, trying to make it out like I'm this big bad boogeyman that made up all this shit to cause Black Pox to start attacking you? Because it's mighty funny. As soon as you find out, because I tell you, that I sent him your voice memos, oh, you stop arguing now. You quit trying to pin it on me for starting it. You realize that you're caught being dirty in the back streets, and you don't want to own up and take accountability for shit. You want to play the health card. It's not going to work this time. And then you say you don't have to worry about us talking anymore. Great. We weren't friends to begin with. Were we friendly? Yes. But our messages prove that we are not friends. Yeah, a typical, hey, how are you here and there? Hope you're doing well. Sorry for your loss when your dog died. And everything like that. Or you'll send me the post that you made, dog and swear. But aside from that, we don't fucking talk. And you expect silence and loyalty from me? No. The fuck you think this is? Unless you have truly gone so long depending on your cancer to garner you sympathy to where you don't expect people to call you out or criticize you or anything like that, really tells me you need to get your head checked and not just for cancer, hun. Because if you think slinging around the health card is going to stop people from pointing shit out or questioning you about things, then you are more deluded than I originally believed you to be. The bottom line is you're no victim in what's happening now. If somebody random that Pox doesn't even know who's behind the account, but is part of your camp, can randomly decide to dox his kid and his mom, why can he not randomly decide to dox your mom? That's all it is. Point blank, period. If people can randomly choose to do shit to him, why can't he randomly choose to do shit to you? Which really, if you think about it, is not random, considering everything that's been presented now. The victim narrative is at an end. And your whole little, oh, I'm not letting you affect my health anymore. How was I affecting it to begin with? Because I called you out, pointed out your hypocrisy? If being called out for what you do wrong affects your health, the fuck are you still doing on YouTube? So please, Tragic Tracy, or Take Back Tracy, whichever you prefer, how are you going to backpedal this one and make yourself a victim? Let's see how it goes.